Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this evening's quiz, the first one of 2021. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Obviously, I know things are a little bit different this year, well, last year, however you want to look at it. I know things were a bit different, but I hope you still managed to have a great time. Hi, Reggie. So we're starting off the year the right way with a quiz. So same as always, we'll be starting the quiz itself about 8:05, just starting the stream a bit earlier to give people some time to join. And in the meantime, use this time to go grab yourself a drink, get yourself nice and settled, and have a look at the picture round. So the link for the picture round is on Facebook, on the Facebook event page and on the group page. Well, the quiz page itself. It's also in the video description. This week it's all classic penguin covers of classic books. You just have to simply work out what book it is. You have the clue in that they pretty much all have the authors on there, so that should be a helping hand if you can't work it out. So hi Andrew, hi Mum, hi Chris, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful time. And hope that even with all the weirdness, things went well for you. Hi Carly, Happy New Year. So obviously things changed a bit for me. I had planned to go down and see family with Essex going into tier 4, wasn't able to do that. Still managed to have a good time. Obviously it was a bit different to what I'd planned. I hope things didn't get too disrupted by everyone else, although it looks like things might get a bit disrupted this evening. We'll see how it goes. Happy New Year. Hi Rob, hi Ian, Happy New Year both. Yeah, as I say, we'll be starting the quiz itself in about 7 or 8 minutes at 8:05, just to give everyone some time to join. We just start the stream off a bit earlier to let people join as and when they are able to. Did anyone get anything particularly exciting for Christmas? My most exciting, well, I'd say my most exciting one, the one that I asked for and then completely forgot that I'd asked for, so I was quite excited when I opened it, was an electric toothbrush. Sounds a little bit boring, but it was exciting for me. Well, I don't know, did anyone else have anything exciting? Always awkward. Never quite know what to say because obviously I don't get a verbal reply. I always feel like I just talk and talk and talk and talk. So yeah, if anyone does have anything you want to say, feel free to pop it in the comments, but obviously no obligation. If you would like to say hello, again, no obligation, but it's nice to see who is here. Well, and I had to mix these up. So the used to always use my work laptop to stream on because I've got 2 screens, but they've blocked it so that I can't start a live stream. So I'm having to do it from my personal computer with my work laptop behind the questions. So I know the angle is very slightly different. I'm going to be playing around with the angle for a bit to work out the best positioning of everything. But if things look slightly different, that is why. Not that I think they will look very different, but you know, mix things up in the new year. Hi, Paul and the rest of the Silver Surfers. I hope you had a lovely new year. So as usual, we'll be starting the quiz about 8:05. So 3 or 4 minutes, and just giving people some more time to join. In the meantime, use this time to have a look at the picture round if you haven't already. You can find it over on the Facebook page or the Facebook event page, or also in the video description. And yeah, obviously use this time to make sure you're nice and settled as well. But yes, I hope everyone had a wonderful new year. Like this, I always feel awkward with the silence, but I never quite know what to say. Yeah. If anyone has suggestions, let me know. Well, it's weird. I took my Christmas tree down yesterday. It feels a bit weird there in that corner now. I forgot that you used to be able to see the radiator. I got confused as to what it was. Oh, Corey, the reason there's no author of book 9 on book 9 in the picture around is because that version of the book cover doesn't actually have the author on it. But hopefully there should be enough sort of visual clues in the design of it. Happy New Year, Declan. Okay. And with that, by my clock, we are at 8:05, which means it's time to start the quiz. So hello and welcome everyone. I feel like I've said hello to most of you, but if I haven't said hello personally, then hello. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a very, very happy New Year, despite all the weird things that are going on in this country. I hope you still managed to have a great time. And I hope that you are looking forward to another evening of quizzing. Starting the year off in the best way with a quiz. So format of this quiz is the same as always, but just in case there is anyone new, we have 5 rounds plus a picture round for this quiz. So the way we run it is we do rounds 1 to 3, have a short break, then mark rounds 1 to 3, then run rounds 4 and 5, have a short break, mark those, and mark the picture round. So your round themes this week, starting off round 1, as always, is general knowledge. Round two is a summary of things that happened in 2020. I'll do this and then leave that year far behind us. Round three is basically I'm going to read you the IMDb description of a film. You just have to say what film it is. Round four is all about science and nature, and round five is an answer chain. So with that, we're just going to run before we start a couple of rules. Again, most of you have probably heard these hundreds of times, but just in case anyone is new. So there's not very many rules in this quiz. Hi, Rachel. Sort of only 3 or 4. So the first one is obviously, like any quiz, I want to know what you know, not what you're able to look up. So please don't look your answers up online. It just spoils it for you. if you cheat on it, it ruins it for you. The second rule is similar. Is please don't post your answers in the comments. So I'll leave the comment stream running. It's nice to have that interaction. But please don't post your answers there because it spoils it for everybody else. Obviously joking answers are okay. Sort of answers that are obviously a joke are okay. Because obviously you know that they're not correct. Anything that could be the correct answer or is close to the correct answer, please don't post that. Rule number 3 is essentially Quizmaster's word is final. So obviously I am human. I've been known to make mistakes on occasion, but and I will accept polite corrections if I do get something wrong, but ultimately whatever I say is final. Use your discretion. I'm not going to be coming around and marking them, but you know, there's that. And rule 4 is just have a bit of fun. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. There's no prizes or anything. Just have fun with it. And with that, if we are ready to go, then let me know if you're ready to start, and we will get going. Anybody ready? Yeah. Okay. One person is ready. I'll wait till a couple more people say they're ready. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, starting off with general knowledge, round 1. Question 1. The UK's Dyslexia Research Trust is somewhat ironically based in which city? So the UK's Dyslexia Research Trust is somewhat ironically based in which city? Question number 2. What is the smallest country in the world? So question 2. What is the smallest country in the world? Question number 3. How many keys does a standard piano usually have? So how many keys does a standard piano usually have? Question number 4. What was Pixar's first feature-length film? So, what was Pixar's first feature-length film? Question 5. The haka was originally a war dance, but which sport is it now commonly associated with? So the haka was originally a war dance, but which sport is it now more commonly associated with? Question 6. On which river did a pilot by the name of Sully make an emergency landing in 2009? So, on which river did a pilot by the name of Sully make an emergency landing in 2009? Question 7. Who wrote the Canterbury Tales? So, question 7 is who wrote the Canterbury Tales? Question number 8. What was the title of George Michael's first solo single? So, what was the title of George Michael's first solo single? Question number 9. What do the letters DC stand for in the name of the capital city of the United States? So, what do the letters DC stand for in the name of the capital city of the United States? Finally, in question 10, which Middle Eastern city shares its name with a type of artichoke? So, which Middle Eastern city shares its name with a type of artichoke? Okay, so that's the end of round 1. If anyone needs any questions repeating, then just let me know in the comments. Of course, Rob, question 2 was what is the smallest country in the world? And that's by land area, I should have said. Okay. With that, I'll move on to round two now. So round two is all about things that happened in 2020. So question one is, what is the name of the man who was knighted after raising £32 million for the NHS? So what is the name of the man who was knighted after raising £32 million for the NHS? Oh, that's okay, Prem. Happy New Year anyway. Question two, in which Chinese city was COVID-19 first identified? So in which Chinese city was COVID-19 first identified? Question three, what date was the first UK lockdown announced by Boris Johnson? So what date was the first UK lockdown announced by Boris Johnson? Question four, according to Forbes, which entrepreneur became the first person in history to have a net worth of more than $200 billion? So, according to Forbes, which entrepreneur became the first person in history to have a net worth of more than $200 billion? Question three, it was the date that it was announced. I believe. Question five, what is the name of the Tiger King whose life and dramas at his private zoo were documented in the Netflix documentary series of the same name? So, question five was, what is the name of the Tiger King whose life and dramas at his private zoo were documented in the Netflix series of the same name? Question six, name both members of Strictly Come Dancing's first ever same-sex partnership. And it's the full name, so half a point per person. So name both members of Strictly Come Dancing's first ever same-sex partnership. So I want the full names of both of them. You get half a point per person. Question 7. Which music festival had to postpone its 50th anniversary celebration to 2021? So, which music festival had to postpone its 50th anniversary celebrations to 2021? Question 8. Which footballer campaigned for an extension for free school meals over the holidays? So, which footballer campaigned for an extension for free school meals over the holidays? Question 9. Who got Christmas #1 for the third year in a row? So, which musician or singer musician whoever got Christmas #1 for the third year in a row? Finally, question 10. Which Marvel actor who portrayed Black Panther died of colon cancer in August? So, which Marvel actor who portrayed the Black Panther died of colon cancer in August? Okay, so does anybody need any of those questions repeating? Okay, I'm going to take the silence that nobody needs any repeating, so I'll move on to round 3 now. So, round 3, I'm going to read you the description of a film from IMDb, and you just have to tell me what film I'm talking about. So, and I don't need any numbers. So, if it's a sequel, I just need the sort of franchise name essentially. Um, None of them are the sequels, but yeah, just you don't need to worry about the number basically. So, question number 1: the aging patriarch of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son. What film is that talking about? So, question 1 again: the aging patriarch of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son. Question 2. In ancient Polynesia, when a terrible curse incurred by a demigod affects an island, the chief's daughter answers the ocean's call to seek out the demigod and set things right. So, question 2. In ancient Polynesia, when a terrible curse incurred by a demigod affects an island, the chief's daughter answers the ocean's call to seek out the demigod to set things right. Question 3. In the Fangelist Spain of 1944, the bookish young stepdaughter of a sadistic army officer escapes into an eerie but captivating fantasy world. So, in the Falangist Spain of 1944, the bookish young stepdaughter of a sadistic army officer escapes into an eerie but captivating fantasy world. Question 4. A sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. So, a sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. Question 5. In turn of the century London, a magical nanny employs music and adventure to help two neglected children become closer to their father. So, in turn of the century London, a magical nanny employs music and adventure to help two neglected children become closer to their father. Question 6. The lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer, a gangster and his wife, and a pair of diner bandits intertwine in four tales of violence and redemption. So, the lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer, a gangster and his wife, and a pair of diner bandits intertwine in four tales of violence and redemption. Question 7. A bounty hunting scam joins two men in an uneasy alliance against a third in a race to find fortune in gold buried in a remote cemetery. So, a bounty hunting scam joins two men in an uneasy alliance against a third in a race to find fortune in gold buried in a remote cemetery. Question 8. The story of a bride-to-be trying to find her real father, told using hit songs by the popular 70s group ABBA. So the story of a bride-to-be trying to find her real father, told using hit songs by the popular 1970s group ABBA. Question 9. A young FBI cadet must receive the help of an incarcerated and manipulative cannibal killer to help catch another serial killer, a madman who skins his victims. So, a young FBI cadet must receive the help of an incarcerated and manipulative cannibal killer to help catch another serial killer, a madman who skins his victims. And finally, question 10. When the newly crowned queen accidentally uses his power to turn things into ice to curse her home in the infinite winter, her sister teams up with a mountain man, his playful reindeer, and a snowman to change the weather condition. So, when the newly crowned queen accidentally uses her power to turn things into ice to curse her home into infinite winter, her sister teams up with a mountain man, his playful reindeer, and a snowman to change the weather condition. Okay, so with that, we are at the end of part 1 of the quiz. So if you need any questions repeating from any of the first 3 rounds, then let me know. Otherwise, we'll have a short break for about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then we'll go through the answers to the first 3 rounds. So I've seen a request for number 7 from that last round. So number 7 was a bounty hunting scam joins 2 men in an uneasy alliance against a third in a race to find a fortune in gold buried in a remote cemetery. Round 2, question 9 was which musical artist got their Christmas number 1 for the 3rd year in a row? And Paul, I'm going to assume that's 3 and 6 from the last round. So question 3 from round 3 was in the Falangist Spain of 1944, the bookish young stepdaughter of a sadistic army officer escapes into an eerie but captivating fantasy world. And then round 3, number 6 is the lives of 2 mob hitmen, a boxer, a gangster and his wife, and a pair of diner bandits intertwine in 4 tales of violence and redemption. Okay, I'll give you about a minute, unless you think you need any longer. If you think you need longer than that, let me know. If most people need longer, I'll wait for longer. Conversely, if you're already done, also let me know that. But again, if everyone's done, then we can just start. Okay, well, as no one said anything, I'm going to assume that that minute was fine. So I'll start going through the answers. So, round one, the general knowledge round. Question number one was the UK's Dyslexia Research Trust is based in which city? Somewhat ironically named. It is Reading. So obviously, if you read it, it looks like reading. I found it quite funny. It was a bit, well, I found it a bit ironic. Question two, the smallest country in the world by landmass is Vatican City. Question three, there are 88 keys on a standard piano keyboard. Question four, Pixar's first feature-length movie was Toy Story. Question five, the sport you would now sort of commonly associate the haka with is rugby. New Zealand's team perform it. Question six, Sully made an emergency landing in 2009 on the Hudson River. Question seven, it was Geoffrey Chaucer who wrote the Canterbury Tales. Number eight, George Michael's first solo single was Careless Whisper. Question nine, the letters DC stand for District of Columbia. And question 10, the Middle Eastern city that shares its name with a type of artichoke is Jerusalem. So moving on to round two, which is all about the events of 2020. So question one, the name of the man who was knighted after raising £32 million for the NHS is Captain Sir Thomas More, or Captain Tom. Sir Tom More, however you've written it. Question two, COVID-19 was first identified in the Chinese city of Wuhan. Question number three, the first UK lockdown was announced by Boris Johnson on the 23rd of March. Question number four, the first person in history to have a net worth of more than $200 billion is Jeff Bezos, so the CEO of Amazon. Question number five, the name of the Tiger King is Joe Exotic. Question six, the members of Strictly Come Dancing's first ever same-sex partnership, they were Nicola Adams and Katya Jones. Half a point for each, but you need the full name of each of them. Question number seven, the music festival that had to postpone its 50th anniversary celebrations was Glastonbury. Question number eight, the footballer that campaigned for an extension for free school meals was Marcus Rashford. Number nine, the artist that got Christmas #1 for the third year in a row was Lad Baby. So they do their parody songs to raise money for charity. So they got #1 again. And finally, question 10, the Marvel actor who portrayed Black Panther was Chadwick Boseman. And then finally, for this part, round 3, so the film based on its IMDb description. So the first one about the organised crime patriarch transferring control is The Godfather. Question 2, the one about the chief's daughter and the Polynesian demigod, is Moana. Question 3, the one about the sort of bookish stepdaughter escaping into an eerie fantasy world, is Pan's Labyrinth. Question 4, the one about the dad having a crush on his daughter's best friend, is American Beauty. Question 5, the magical nanny film, is Mary Poppins. Question 6, the one with sort of loads of stories intertwined, is Pulp Fiction. Number 7, the one about the bounty hunter joining sort of 2 other men, is The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Question 8, the one about the bride-to-be trying to find her dad, is Mamma Mia. Number 9, the one about the FBI cadet receiving help from a cannibal killer, is The Silence of the Lambs. And question 10, the one about the Ice Queen and her sister and the snowman, etc., is Frozen. So there we go. So that's all the answers for the first half. Without further ado, we will move on to the second half of the quiz, starting with a science and nature round. So question number 1 in the science and nature round: the scientific name for which well-known extinct creature means rapid thief when translated into English. So the scientific name for which well-known extinct creature means rapid thief when translated into English. Question 2, what name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? So what name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? Question 3, H5N1 is better known by what name? So H5N1 is better known by what name? Question 4, toothed and baleen are both examples of what? Well, they're both sort of categories of what? So toothed and baleen are both categories of what type of creature? Do that. And baleen is spelt Baleen. Question 5 is multiple choice. The scientific name for which animal is Ursus arctos horribilis? Is it grizzly bear, great white shark, grey wolf, or killer whale? So, question 5. The scientific name for which animal is Ursus arctos horribilis? Is it grizzly bear, great white shark, grey wolf, or killer whale? Question 6, plus or minus 30 minutes. What was the Concorde's record time from New York to London? So, plus or minus 30 minutes. What was the Concorde's record time from New York to London? Oh, I apologise. I forgot to bring myself a drink, so my voice is starting to go. I'm just going to go grab a drink. I'll give you a little bit of time to think about this question. Okay, question number 7. What was the name given to the 3.2 million year old Australopithecus? I'm going to start that one again. What was the name given to the 3.2 million year old Australopithecus skeleton found in Ethiopia in 1974? So, repeating question 7. What was the name given to the 3.2 million year old Australopithecus skeleton found in Ethiopia in 1974? Question number 8. In which organ of the human body would you find the islets of Langerhans? So, in which organ of the human body would you find the islets of Langerhans? Spelled Langerhans. Question 9. The scientific name for which animal means one who walks swiftly, a camel marked like a leopard? So, the scientific name for which animal means one who walks swiftly, a camel marked like a leopard? And finally, question 10. What is the name of the white crystalline alkaloid derived from opium? So, what is the name of the white crystalline alkaloid derived from opium? Okay, so if you need any of those questions repeating, then let me know. Okay, as no one's asked for any repeats, I'm going to move on to round 5 now. So round 5 is an answer chain round. So just in case anyone is new, what the answer chain is it's a general knowledge round, but the last letter from one answer is the first letter of the next one. So you could technically write it all in one long unbroken chain, hence the name answer chain. So question number 1 is which 2016 Disney film follows a rabbit police officer and a red fox con artist? Its title comes from the name of the city in which the film's events take place. No, it was released with a different name in the UK and the US. I'll accept either name, but only the UK one makes up the answer chain. So, which 2016 Disney film follows a rabbit police officer and a red fox con artist? Its title comes from the name of the city in which the film's events take place. And just as a note, it was released with a slightly different name in the UK and the US. And either name is fine, but only the UK one forms the proper answer chain. Sorry, Andreas, I've only just seen your request for a repeat. I'll do it in the next, in the break at the end of this round. Question 2, which material is manufactured from a fibre produced by moth caterpillars? So, which material is manufactured from a fibre produced by moth caterpillars? Question 3, what is the name of the purple triple-decker vehicle that assists stranded wizards, or witches and wizards, in the Harry Potter universe? So, what is the name of the purple triple-decker vehicle that assists stranded witches and wizards in the Harry Potter universe? Question number 4, the football team of which city is nicknamed the Saints? The team play in red and white and have a long-standing rivalry with Portsmouth. So, question number 4, the football team of which city is nicknamed the Saints? So the team play in red and white, and they've got a long-standing rivalry with Portsmouth. Question 5, which metal, which is often used as the base metal in silver-plated jewellery, can cause an allergic reaction in the form of a rash at the point of contact? So, which metal, often used as the base metal in silver-plated jewellery, can cause an allergic reaction in the form of a rash at the point of contact? Question 6. Which form of eclipse occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow? So, which form of eclipse occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow? Question 7. What is the surname of the Portuguese footballer who is often considered to be the best in the world? He's won 5 Ballon d'Or awards and 4 European Golden Shoes, both of which are records for European players. So, what is the surname of the Portuguese footballer who is often considered to be the best in the world? He's won 5 Ballon d'Or awards and 4 European Golden Shoes, both of which are records for a European player. Question number 8. A coronavirus vaccine has been produced by a university from which city in conjunction with the British-Swedish pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca? So, a coronavirus vaccine has been produced by a university from which city in conjunction with the British-Swedish pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca? Question 9. Copenhagen is the capital of which country? So, Copenhagen is the capital city of which country? And finally, question 10. Which college in Cambridge is famous for its carol service, which is shown on BBC Two on Christmas Eve annually? So, which college in Cambridge is famous for its carol service, which is shown on BBC Two on Christmas Eve annually? Okay. And with that, we are at the end of all of the questions. So if you need any questions repeating from rounds 4 or 5, then let me know in the comments. Otherwise, we'll have a short break. I'll give you about 2.5 minutes. And then we will start going through the answers. Just don't forget about the picture round as well. Your last chance to do that. Starting with, I had a request for round 4, question 3, so I will just repeat that one now. So round 4, question 3 was H5N1 is better known by what name? So H5N1 is better known by what name? Oh. No, Reggie, I can't repeat any picture round questions. Okay, so I'm going to make a start on going through the answers now. Starting with the science and nature round. So question 1, the scientific name for which extinct creature means rapid thief? That's a velociraptor. Raptor being thief, like velocity, like velocity being fast. Question number 2, the fruit from a rose bush is called a hip or a rose hip. Question number 3, H5N1 is better known as avian flu or bird flu. Question number 4, toothed and baleen or baleen are categories of whale. Number 5, Ursus arctos horribilis is the grizzly bear. Question number 6, Concorde's record time was 2 hours, 55 minutes, 15 seconds. So I did say plus or minus 30 minutes. So if you've got anywhere between 2 hours 25 and 3 hours 25, you can have that point. Question number 7, the name given to the Australopithecus skeleton found in Ethiopia in 1974 was Lucy. Question number 8, you would find the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas. Annoyingly, I should know how to pronounce that. I work for a diabetes company, but I can never remember quite how you say it. Question 9, the animal whose scientific name means one who walks swiftly, a camel marked like a leopard, is a giraffe. So its scientific name is Giraffe camelopardalis. So it's the camelopardalis bit, which is the camel marked like a leopard part. And question 10, the white crystalline alkaloid that's derived from opium is morphine. Yeah, of course, Rob, the answer to question 4 was whale. So they're both categories of whale. Then Moving on to the answer chain round now. So question 1, that 2016 Disney film is Zootropolis. If you've got Zootopia, that's also okay. So it was released as Zootopia in the US, Zootropolis in the UK. Either of those is fine. But Zootropolis is the one that forms the chain. So number 2, the material manufactured from a fibre produced by moth caterpillars is silk. Question 3, the purple triple-decker vehicle that assists stranded witches and wizards is the Night Bus. It's knight as in a warrior, so spelt with a K to form the chain. Question number 4, the football team of which city is nicknamed the Saints? That is Southampton. Question 5, the metal that's often used as the base in silver-plated jewellery is nickel. So nickel allergy is relatively common. Also used in belt buckles and things like that. Pardon me. Question 6, the form of eclipse that occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow is a lunar eclipse. So lunar is your answer. Question 7, the surname of the Portuguese footballer that's often considered to be the best in the world is Ronaldo. So it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Number 8, the COVID vaccine's been produced by the University of Oxford. Number 9, Copenhagen is the capital city of Denmark. And question number 10, the college in Cambridge famous for its annual carol service is King's. Yeah, carols from King's. Finally, moving on to the picture round now, book round. Question 1 was Pride and Prejudice. Number 2 is Lord of the Flies. Number 3, it was a bit tricky, is A Clockwork Orange. Number 4 was Around the World in 80 Days. Number 5 was Dracula. Number 6 was Little Women. Number 7 was Brave New World. Number 8 was Of Mice and Men. I remember studying that one in school. Number 9 is Frankenstein. You see he's got the bolts to the side of his neck and the hair. And number 10, again, was a bit trickier probably, is Middlemarch. There we go. With that, we are at the end of this week's quiz. I hope you've all enjoyed it. It's a nice sort of start back to the year. As I mentioned at the end of last year, these are going to be dropping to fortnightly in frequency, just because it's a lot for me. It's a lot for me to do. But I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in 2 weeks' time. I will try to remember to post on Facebook next week, as a reminder that there's not going to be a quiz. But yes, I will see you all in 2 weeks' time. Have a lovely fortnight, guys. And hope that the newest announcement doesn't get everyone down. Bye, everyone.